What's up guys, this is Crypto with James talking to you today about FTX Token FTT. It's been pumping over the last 24 hours. Not huge, but enough that it's worth talking about. And fundamentally, look, I think this is a terrible show. Terrible. People should not be getting involved with this. I'm going to justify why I think this, but I'll make it as balanced as I can. Ish. Anyway, before I get into it, guys, if you're new to this channel or returning viewer not familiar with this spreadsheet, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on this channel. And in the videos, I showed everyone I was buying these cryptos up because I thought they were quality. Now, you can see what the prices were of all the coins. When I did my vids, you can see the highs these coins hit 18 months on. I sold these after, around that time frame. If you'd done the same, say you put in $100 into each coin, that's a $2,600 investment in total. If you'd sold 18 months on, your profit would have been over $123,000 across 26 coins, which is not bad. Now, since selling these, I've been buying up new cryptos. Now, I share them on my website, copymycrypto.com. Because obviously, when I started the channel, I was sharing the coins I was in, and I stopped doing it because it was just damn hard to keep being that consistent, and I kept getting asked, which is why I created copymycrypto.com. So this is a membership site that now has over 3,000 members, and I share with all the members the coins that I'm in. So anytime I buy a crypto, I jump onto the site, tell the guys in the video, look, I'm buying this crypto. The reasons for buying the crypto, the gains I think that crypto can have, the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And when I sell a crypto, I tell the members what coin I'm selling, what percentage I'm selling, and why I'm selling it, and what I'm doing with my profits. And again, they can copy along. There is no work required. The members can make the exact same profits I do without actually having to do the thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of research. So, if you've never been onto copymycrypto.com, go onto the site and have a look through it. Everything on the site is public record. So it's all on the history of this channel. You can go onto the site, read through it all, see what the members got, and then you can go through the old videos on this channel and confirm every single thing you read, and make a decision if you would like to try and join copymycrypto.com. So pause this vid, do that now, guys. So FTX. Right. How much do we need to do about FTX, really? There's so much. So FTX was, the FTT token is the ticker. So it was the native token of the FTX platform. Obviously, FTX collapsed in a significant way. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the US, and it's currently undergoing proceedings. The team behind FTX comprises of some of the largest crypto traders over the past few years. Having found issues with most mainstream crypto futures exchanges, they decided to launch their own. FTX claims that it stands out due to such features as clawback prevention, a centralized collateral pool, and universal bank stablecoin settlements. The actual exchange was launched by Sam Bankman FTT in 2019, backed by a ton of different companies, including Alameda Research, which obviously he owned too, OTPP, BlackRock, Coinbase Ventures, and Sequoia Capital. Now, the platform has over 1 million registered members, and the daily trading volume as of 2022 was comfortably billions of dollars. Now, this whole thing obviously went massively tits up, and it was down to what sounds to be fraud. We are still awaiting a trial of Sam Bankman FTT, and an assessment of if fraud was committed, although I think it's fairly bloody obvious because he was, taking money out of the exchange. He was using it for homes in Bermuda, drug parties in Bermuda. If you've ever seen the video of him online when he's being interviewed, he's shaking, and he looks like he's on coke. He looks amped up to hell. And he never looked like that in previous videos. It was clearly his partying phase. and it just looks like he's completely amped up. Now, FTX apparently owes its customers $8.85 billion. $4.4 billion is in USD. 1.3 billion is in Bitcoin. 785 million is in Ethereum, and 742 million is in USDT, and the rest, is scattered. But they're talking about relaunch. Talking about a relaunch. Now, FTX, has been having little pumps here and there. Currently, its price point is $1.64. If we actually check out the daily chart, we can see that it's up about 14.5% today. It had a nice little spike. Its all-time high was like $80 or thereabouts. Don't expect it to ever get to that point again. If they do a relaunch, that will be interesting. Fundamentally, there are a few things that has to happen for a relaunch. This is the restructuring site where they're talking about how the important dates of everything. So, there's going to be a governmental bar date on September 29th this year. There's going to be a customer bar date September 29th as well. There's also an omnibus hearing on July 19th, which is a week today. But there's a lot of issues here, isn't there? There's a lot of issues because you've got Alameda that looked like they did a lot of dodgy stuff. You've got FTX that did a lot of dodgy stuff. You've got Sam Bankman FTT that did a lot of dodgy stuff. It looks like there's been fraud committed on a mass scale here. Now, the only real hope for FTX is firstly, recovery of a decent proportion of the funds. They are not going to recover 8.8 billion. There's just no way. But if they could recover, say, 5 billion, that would potentially be enough that they could reopen, relaunch. The issue that they've also got is they've lost trust. Now, most people in crypto know that this was Alameda and Sam Bankman FTT fraud. But there's a lot of people that are in retail that have an account with FTX that got mugged off. They're probably not going to be overly knowledgeable about the fact that Sam Bankman FTT is the guy. And even though they've got a new CEO in John Ray, who was the man that did the restructuring for Enron when they collapsed. The question is can they regain trust? So the company has begun the process of soliciting interested parties to reboot FTX.com's exchange. Now, they've been holding talks with investors about backing a potential restart of the FTX exchange through structures such as a joint venture. Now, FTX debtors declined to comment on the report that came out. And what we do know, in the days leading up to the failure of FTX, customers withdrew billions of dollars, which did damage the firm's liquidity. And the rescue deal with rival exchange Binance then fell through, which did seem a little tactical from CZ, but I'm not saying it was, it just felt like it. The industry has since been reeling, while founder Bankman FTT faces a criminal lawsuit for alleged fraud. And then when we actually check out the lawsuit, we can see that they are charging him with a lot here. He tried to get the whole court case thrown out. The prosecutors have accused him of stealing billions of dollars in FTX customer funds to plug losses at his hedge fund Alameda Research. They've also accused him of misleading investors and lenders and contributing illegally to US political campaigns in the name of colleagues. And we know he also flung a lot of money into Joe Biden's campaign. Now, that also meant that he had the ear of people like the SEC. He was having a dinner meeting with Gary Gensler about a week before the collapse happened. Now, we'll see what happens. But the whole thing's a mess. Now, maybe FTX does a reboot. I think there's probably a lot of people hoping FTX does a reboot because I'm sure that, well, it's $8.8 billion worth of losses, worth of money owed to customers. So without question, there's going to be a lot of people that are going, well, I had X amount of dollars on that exchange, I'd like that money back, so let's hope that they can recover. And I think that's fair, right? But I think it's hard to figure out where this goes. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they just never open like the FTX exchange and they collapse the whole thing down, and then from there they literally just create a brand new exchange and they offset, and if they can they'll offset all debt and start from scratch. Now the only issue there is, the only thing that makes that unlikely is the team are not the same as they were. You know, John Ray, is it John Ray? I always forget his bloody name. Where is it? CEO John Ray. Is it John Ray? Yeah, John Ray. John Ray's not a crypto expert. John Ray doesn't know anything about crypto. He was brought in as a fixer. That's what his job is. He goes into companies and he fixes them when they're on their arse. So he'll try and do that because how would he start a new exchange? But also, there is the lingering question here. How much does Sam Bankman have within this? Like, even when I presume that he will be found guilty. I will point out he's very rich, so it won't be a proper guilt. He won't serve proper time. Anyone seen Wolf of Wall Street? You know, if you haven't, spoiler alert, but look at the ending. Look at what happens. They don't serve proper time and not in proper prison. It's just the reality for the wealthiest of wealthy. And that's what Sam Bankman is. So, how much of an impact can he have outside of prison or inside of prison? It's also a valid question. If FTX does restart, we would have to see how much volume comes through. We would have to see how many users come back to it. And I would imagine there's a fair amount that would try to, just to see if they can recover their losses. Personally, I'd avoid this like the plague. I don't think they're worth touching. If you can get your initial funds back, if in some way, you know, they can pay debtors back, of course that would be a huge thing, that would be hugely positive, but I don't expect them to pay debtors back. If they do, it's not a reason to start using the exchange again. They haven't just all of a sudden got trust back. Not after that level of fraud. And granted, again, different team will be there. But genuinely what's going to have the biggest impact on FTX is, do they relaunch? How many people go onto FTX and start using that platform again? And weirdly, I think there'll be quite a lot. Because one thing that people have is short memories. And if we start seeing a ton of people using the platform again, you could see FTX's coin go back to $10. I don't think so. I hope not. In terms of, I don't really want to see that exchange ever again. It ruined so many people. But my honest gut is the token dies a death. Goes nowhere. But there is an outside chance. If they relaunch, people flock to the platform again, maybe it hits $10. The whole thing's a mess. It's very, very weird. But just, if you had any holdings in FTX, keep an eye on everything that's happening within the restructuring, within the legal process. You've got to be active in that, because otherwise you're never going to get any funds back. And if you did get damaged, crossing my fingers for you, man. Anyway, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's sort of a rant. I'm not sure what this video was really, other than me ranting and kind of just talking my perspective about it. Hopefully it was succinct enough that people kind of got what I was trying to get at. And guys, look, if you want to take the work out of your crypto investing, come over to copymycrypto.com. It's where I share the coins that I'm in. Anytime I buy a crypto, I let my members know what crypto I'm buying and why, and what percentage of my money I'm putting in. Anytime I sell a crypto, I do the same thing. What crypto am I selling? What percentage am I selling? What am I doing with my profits? Am I banking them? Am I reinvesting them? I always share it. So there is no work involved. The reason that we have over 3,000 members now is because of the successes we've had, where we've had coins that 50x, 60x, 100x. And do not forget Phantom. Phantom's 700x. Now, and again, no one on crypto YouTube was talking about Phantom. Not in 2020. Let alone calling it the best investment of the year, which I did. Now, when I find the next Phantom, I do the same thing I always do, which is I'll go onto my site and I'll tell my members about it. Guys, copymycrypto.com is where there is no work for you. You make the same profits I do, except you don't have to do 10, 15, 20,000 hours of research. So have a look at how you got on in the last bull cycle. Have a look at your profits. Go on to copymycrypto.com, compare them against the members. If your profits are better than the members, obviously you don't need copymycrypto.com. But if they're not, if they don't touch what the members achieved, read through that site. Everything on that site is public record, and then after reading it all, you can come onto this YouTube channel and verify everything you read. And then you can make a decision if copymycrypto.com is going to be something you'll benefit from. And that is it from me, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.